Go. All right. I'm Beck Lane, and this is Catalyst & Company. Catalyst & Company, we're a catalyst in each other's lives as well as our own, and we work at being the artists we've always wanted to be. How's my hair? Oh, I need a haircut. That will be happening soon. Anyway, tonight is my last night at Hambidge Center for the Hambidge Center for Creative Arts and Sciences in Rabun Gap, Georgia. I've been here for almost 5 weeks, or approximately 5 weeks, and this has been an absolutely extraordinary experience being here. When I got here, the intention when I got here was to develop at least 24 new paintings, delve into finding new techniques, new ways of painting. I was going to do a lot of video work, post. I was going to do all these things, but I got here, and we have absolutely no cell service in the mountains, none whatsoever. And as for Wi-Fi, we do have some, but it's very weak, and I have to go to the main house, which is about 1/3 of a mile away from here. But even then, I couldn't upload videos. That's why we've done nothing. But over the past 5 weeks, I have developed some work. I've actually got 16 new pieces that are done. And I have 5 pieces that are started. So we're not quite to 24, but we're there-ish. We just fell a little short. One of the things I've learned being here, or that I'm starting to realize being here in this artist residency, is that it's nothing that I thought it would be. I thought it would be me coming here and having to fulfill other people's expectations, or even my own. But I always feel a sense of obligation to just produce. And when I got here, they said something to me, something was said to me over and over again, and in all the printed material, but in all the exchanges I had with other artists, as well as the staff here at Hambidge, was, you need to rest. You need to rest. We're not machines. We have places like this so that artists and scientists and writers and poets and singers and performers and dancers and choreographers, just anyone who's working in the creative arts or sciences can sit and think and get the rest that you need by unplugging, as they say, unplugging from the world. Delving into quiet, into peace and quiet, and healing your heart, healing your soul, healing yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, so that you can go out into the world and be more effective. I've had a very hard time accepting that notion, but also I've had no physical way to combat it either. It's so peaceful and quiet here and calm. And we are left alone all day long. There are people here on the compound, but no one is invited to your studio, or no one can come to your studio without you inviting them. They can't just walk up and knock on your door. Nobody can text you. Nobody can talk at you here. And it has been a deeply healing, and I hate to use that word because it's so cliche, but it has been a deeply healing experience. When I got to Hambidge, and I'm sorry for the echo, but I've had to clean the whole place out because I'm leaving tomorrow morning about 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's all packed up and gone. That's why there's so much of an echo. But when I first got here, what was noted over and over again was I was sallow. I was very sick. I was very, very sick. And I didn't realize how physically ill I was. I was deeply sallow. My cheeks were sunken. I had actually been under so much stress for the past 20 years, I don't even know, that my hair was falling out. I did notice it starting about 6 months ago that my hair was falling out and it was getting thin. And then 2 months ago, it was like, Jesus, I could see my scalp in places. And that was all from stress. And I was trying not to connect those dots. But another thing that was happening was I would scratch my head. I would just like rub my face or scratch my head, and all of a sudden the skin was coming off. I had blood blisters that would pop up on my arms, and it was all stress related. Being here, and I was also losing my ability to walk. It was getting very serious. But being here, I've been able to walk. I've been able to move my legs to the point where, when I first got here, I couldn't walk up the stairs like a normal human being. I was basically crawling up the stairs to my bed, or hanging onto the rails and pulling myself up as best I could. I've gone from that to walking in the woods, and not just walking in the woods, but walking up mountain ridges and down and up again, and walking for up to 2 hours. Not saying it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, but dear God, I couldn't do that when I first got here. That's how healing this experience has been. I've also put on a little bit of weight because they serve delicious food, and it's all been vegan and very healthy, but yum yum. That's just been another part of it, is eating healthy food and not having to interact with everyone constantly 24/7. This has been extraordinary. I feel like a human being again. If you're thinking about applying for an artist residency, just do it. Just do it and keep applying and keep applying. I want to say I've learned all these great lessons, but I haven't even had time to process them. You know, in between doing the work that I've done it. I've gotten sleep. I've gotten rest. I've also been able to learn to communicate again with people in a non-stressful way. We have dinner every night here. Whoever the artist residents were at the time, and we went through 3 or 4 crews in the time that I was here, 3 or 4 different sets of artists and scientists. We had dinner every night, and we were talking about our work and ourselves and our experiences. And I've met people from all across the country who have come here. I've met people who actually who live in other countries, or who have lived in other countries, who have come here. I've met people, I've met writers, performers, poets, researchers, visual artists, dancers. I've met singers. I've met a documentary maker. I've met several documentary makers, but we watched part of a documentary that one artist in residence was making. We watched part of it tonight. And I turned to one of my other friends, my now friends, and I said, I hear an Academy Award coming to this kid soon. That's the level of artists that I've been, had the opportunity to meet and be around. For the past 2 weeks, we've had a researcher who is also a New York Times bestseller. We've had, well, she did a podcast, but we've met other podcasters. I've met a musician who writes music for podcasts. I met another documentary filmmaker who also writes music for documentaries. I mean, the level of experiences and I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. It's my last night. I'm tired. I'm sad because I don't want to leave this. I don't ever want to leave this. This is the life we want as artists, is to be surrounded by people who who make us want to be better at what we do, whatever our profession is. And I thought people like this were out of my reach, that I would never have the opportunity to spend time with them, that there always seemed to feel like there was a wall between me and these people. And I thought it was a level of incompetence on my end. But now that I am considered a fellow at really one of the top artist residencies in the country, I understand I am not incompetent. Several times being here, I've explained to the other fellows, the other artists in residence, that I'm used to walking into a room and having, to punch my way in and prove that I belong, that I am capable of being at that level. I'm used to fighting to prove that I have value in the world, like most of us. And now I don't feel like I have to fight. I don't have to fight. I don't know. Anyway, I feel it's been proven to me and should be proven to the world at this point. Sorry while I get all snotty, but this has been deeply healing and validating, just being here. Anyway, behind me is the work that, some of the work that I did get done. I was working on number 38 and 39 in my 55 Frida Kahlo project, my portfolio, portfolio of 55 portraits of Frida Kahlo. That's number 39. That's Frida with her sister, the one who had an affair with Diego Rivera, behind Frida's back. And that's number 39. Number 38 is sitting up against another wall because she and I are arguing over construction and color. So I put her to the side. I said, you be quiet, just sit there and you have a think about things. Most of the rest of these that I've been working on are from the William Bullard portfolio that I've been developing for a year and a half? A couple of years? What I wanted to do here was not just paint on straight canvas. I had been thinking about this for months, working on just unstretched canvas, just because I think it's a little bit more interesting. And I want to see what I can do with the unstretched canvas. On one particular piece, where is he? You probably can't see him. He's right there. The man with the top hat. I don't remember his name, excuse me. But these are all people from the William Bullard portfolio, so they're from Beaverbrook, the Beaverbrook community. I've talked about them before, blah, 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 blah. Look them up. Anyway, the Mr. Top Hat Man, what I did with him was I took the canvas once it was done and just soaked it in warm water. I wanted to see if I could peel away the edges of the canvas and see if that would spark another idea for me, how to, whether to apply it to another surface so that it's hangable or leave it as is. I love the idea of people just kind of tacking up the painting or finding their own way of hanging it so that the painting isn't just a pretty image, it's something that people are kind of interacting with, I guess, or a part of the process. I hate to use cliches, but I don't know any other wording for it. but I'm really interested in making the buyer or the viewer more a part of the painting, you know, inviting them to be a part of the whole process. So I've been working on, those were on stretch canvases there, as well as Frida and her sister, as well as these and a couple more. And then I did do some work on, like this one, on stretch canvas. Just cause. There's more paintings over in that direction that you're not gonna see. You know, as I said, I wanted to walk out of here with 24 paintings. I didn't make it, but what I did have happen is my entire way of thinking about myself, about my artwork, about how people see me or treat me. It's changed for the better. So if you're thinking about applying for artist residencies, one of the things I will say is that I've met people here who have applied before and they didn't get in. And they applied for more and didn't get in and didn't get in. And instead of getting discouraged, what they did was sit back and think, what do I need to do? What is my intent behind the work? If you're not accepted to an artist residency or you don't get an award, if you can, contact the board, contact the people in charge and say, what do I need? What is going to help me get over that hump? And it may be, as I've now heard umpteen times, there was not clear intent on their own work, on their overall work. I'm very clear about what I do, why I do it, the techniques, blah, blah, blah. I can write it all out, la, 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 la. The people I've met who have been rejected before didn't have clear intent, and they needed the time to define for themselves, as well as for others, who they were as artists, what their work means. You're not going to get accepted into a program like this if you were just doing pretty pictures of. And that's just the way it is. Pretty pictures of are accepted in the outside world. They're easy to digest. What places like this are looking for are serious artists, serious thinkers, serious writers, serious dancers. They're not looking for artists who are copying other people. They're not. You know, my big joke with a couple of the directors and several other residents here have been, yeah, you know what, there's enough paintings of Audrey Hepburn in the world, and I believe we have enough soup cans now. We can all stop. And everybody laughs because it's true. We do not need more copies of copies of copies, and that's not what places like this are looking for. That said, that very lofty, snotty, snobby thing said, if you're thinking about applying for an artist residency, do it. Do it. But also go in knowing exactly who you are, where you are in your career or in your portfolios. Whatever I'm trying to say. Whatever I'm trying to say. I'm so full of myself now. Anywho, this has been fantastic. This is just really profound. And if you'd like to see more videos about Hambidge, where I'm not quite so serious, I am a little serious, but I posted pictures of Hambidge and made cute little reels about Hambidge, or nice reels, something about Hambidge. If you'd like to see more material on Hambidge, I would strongly suggest you go to my Facebook page. That's where I've been posting the most. One of my favorite things was posting 60 seconds of peace, and that's just video out in the woods here. Sorry. Videos out in the woods here, as well as video by creeks. I think I have one of a waterfall that's nearby. So go to my Facebook page and you'll see more. Anyway, I'm Beck Lane, and do it. Just do it. Ciao.